today I'm going to be introducing Rivals of Catan, and I just wanted to mention that I also have this game, and we might, consider playing it another time.
Okay.
So the base game of Rivals Catan, it has four variations, and today we'll look at the introduction, but there's various themes also that come along with this game. So one is the Era of Progress, and it focuses on some of the aspects of Rivals. Era of Turmoil, a different aspect, and Era of Gold, a different aspect. They just add different
kind of objectives.
The objectives are always the same.
Or just like a different flavor, influence of gameplay focus.
Right. So, like Era of Gold, you might want to consider focusing on building gold more and having more gold regions.
Yeah.
And Era of Turmoil, you might focus on your heroes more.
Right.
And so we can look at that another day.
Okay.
Well. But so, just in regular Catan, you have longest road and largest army.
Mm-hmm.
In Rivals, you have strength advantage, which you would receive if you had 3 strength points from your heroes,
Mm-hmm.
which are little axe symbols.
Mm-hmm.
But if you match with your opponent and strength symbols beyond that, then it's lost. And after that, it's the one who has the most strength points.
Okay.
This is worth a victory point, and it also gives you 2 events that can help you in your favor and disadvantage your opponent.
Okay.
This is so just like Longest Road, this is what is called trade advantage, and it allows you to take a resource from your opponent at a specific event,
Mm-hmm.
a trade event.
Kind of like the robber.
I guess I didn't ever consider it like that.
Okay.
Because it's more like Longest Road, it encourages commerce.
Okay.
So this is a commerce point. This is a commerce symbol, and there's cards that have the commerce symbol. And when you achieve 3, you'll achieve this trade advantage, which is worth a victory point, but also gives you the trade advantage, which means when the trade event occurs, you'll get to take a resource from your opponent. So this is the event die, and just like I was saying, this is the trade event.
Mm-hmm.
And so if anyone had the trade advantage, then they would be able to take a resource from their opponent. Now there's
Okay.
2. There should be 2. Oh no, there's only 1. So there's a 1 out of 6 chance to get this event. This event is Plentiful Harvest. When this event happens, there are some cards in here that say Plentiful Harvest happens, you get something extra. But generally, you only get an extra resource of your choice.
Okay.
This is a celebration. In the beginning, we don't have heroes, and heroes have little harps, which are called skill points. And the one who has the most skill points would receive an extra resource of the choice. If we tie on skill points, or if we don't have any in the beginning, we both get a resource of our choice. Let's see, I covered all those. This here is the brigands. So similar to the robber, but brigands will only attack you if you have more than 7 resources, more than 7 countable resources. And if you do, then they'll steal all your wool and gold.
Okay.
And then this last one is the question mark, and it's on 2 sides of the die, and that would draw a random event. Let me just pull it up real quick. So here are some of the random events. It's a random draw stack. 3 cards are excluded from the play, and then you cycle through the entire deck. When you hit the bottom, then you introduce those 3 back in, take 3 out, and you do it again.
Okay.
And some of these events, this one says Year of Plenty, and it just tells you everyone gets a resource. So it's pretty self-explanatory. The cards all have text that attribute, or most of the cards have text or symbols that explain what they do.
Okay.
So if you want to pause it, we'll set up the tableau.
Yeah.
So we're going to play a face-up card game just so that it's more educational. And what I did was I took these basic cards, basic sets And I counted out 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 36 in all. The introduction game says 4 stacks of 9.
Was that one? Yeah.
Sorry. And the very first thing in the game is you choose one of these draw stacks and you get 3 of the top cards.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you go ahead and take 3.
Okay.
And I'll do the same. Alright, you can just put them face up.
Okay.
And let's say that you're first. I don't believe turn order matters, so and one other thing is we're gonna set the event stack, which is this question mark stack.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a Yule card here, and that just says that you've reached the end of the cycle. I shuffle these guys here, take 3 random cards out, put the Yule down, and put the question mark on top.
How are resources like, or is it just the rotating of?
You can have a maximum of 3, and you rotate the cards as you get,
Okay.
and diminish your resources.
Oh,
That's
okay.
correct. So why don't you shake the dice?
So I just roll it.
So 3 and brigands. When brigands happens, you always count your resources before you acquire new resources.
Okay.
But because we only have 6 resources, we're fine.
Okay.
Each. And you'll notice that we all start with 1 of every resource except gold.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 was produced, so you get to rotate to 2 wood. I get to rotate to 2 brick. And
Okay.
you'll notice that your region numbers
Are different than yours.
counteract mine. So when you get brick, I get wood. When I get brick, you get wood.
Okay.
And vice versa for the other ones.
Okay.
That's kind of nice. So what can you do with what you got? You can't build a road yet. Roads cost 2 brick and a wood. And you would put the roads in this locations.
Okay.
And you can't build a city until you have a road. And you can't build a city until you have 3 ore and 2 wheat, which you only have 1 of each.
But I could do one of these, right?
Yes, you could. And you'll notice that this is a toll bridge, which is kind of nice if you can read it out loud.
Yeah. Event plentiful harvest. You receive 2 additional gold.
And it's got the symbol accordingly. So when this event happens, you get 2 more gold.
Okay.
Which is kind of nice. And it also gives you a commerce point.
Okay.
Which gets you closer to trade advantage. So you can play that, and it will cost you a brick and a wood.
Mm-hmm. And then this one is wool ship. During your turn, you may trade 2 wool for any 1 resource. But I guess I shouldn't do that until I have more wool and have more of an engine going.
Yeah. Generally, strategically, you would place a specific trading ship if you have an engine, like you were saying, or if you're just trying to go for commerce points.
Yeah.
But since that's also a commerce point.
Okay, so go ahead and build this. Does it matter where I put it?
It does. So settlements, you have 2 building spots, above and below.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you'll notice that some cards will affect the regions adjacent to you, but you don't have any of those cards yet, so don't worry about it.
Okay. So I go back down to 1 wood, and then I go back to no brick.
Correct. And you can also build a hero. And heroes are good because they give you a skill point and strength points.
Mm-hmm.
When you get 3 strength points, you'll get the strength advantage, like I told you. And if you have more skill points than your opponent, then you'll receive the celebration resource and the other person won't.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that. So I go back to no stone or wheat, and where would I place this?
You can place him anywhere. He's not required to be in any one location.
Okay.
One constraint of this game is building location. So you start with 4.
Mm-hmm.
So you might consider in the next several turns to focus on either building a road and a settlement
Right.
or building a city. And if you were to build a city,
it would
go on top of your settlement.
Okay.
And then you would have 2 more building spots above and below.
Okay.
And I didn't tell you what the objective of the game was. It's to get 7 points. An introduction game is to get 7 points.
Right.
And you'll notice that your settlements are one victory point each. So we're starting out with 2 victory points. When you upgrade a settlement to a city, it becomes 2 victory points.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then the trade advantage and the strength advantage are also worth a victory point. And that's how you win the game.
Okay.
Three. trade event. Trade advantage, we call it.
Alright,
So
so
3 happen. That's a
getting
lot of
that
brick. I am going to build a road because I have 2 brick and a wood. And I'm also going to build a hero. They have little quips at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to golden women, friendship stops. And it also stops when it comes to power. Actually, friendship never lasts very long. But it costs a wheat, a wool, and an ore, and the road costs 2 brick and a wood. I apologize. I ended your turn, but you still have one action to do. When you end your turn, you have to replenish your hand. So you have to draw from one of these 4 draw stacks.
Oh, okay. And do I keep this or is this get discarded?
You keep that.
Okay, so I draw another 3 or
Yeah,
just 2?
You can draw from any of the draw stacks that you want, and
No.
up to 3.
Oh, okay, but these were all shuffled and random, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so.
Just 2, because you want up to 3
Oh, okay.
cards in your hand.
Right. So marketplace and a lumber camp.
So marketplace is nice because it works off of your opponent. So if your opponent builds out a lot, he's going to have a lot of additional regions, a lot of extra production.
Mm-hmm.
And what this says is, if your opponent can produce more than you, then you will have a choice
Okay.
at producing that yourself.
That's cool.
And lumber camp lets you build 2 wood, and when you could have built 1, when for the adjacent regions that this is next to.
Okay.
If you wanted to get rid of a card now, you can discard 1 card and draw a card.
I'm okay.
All right. So now I've ended my turn. Now I also need to draw a card. Another hero. And this is the best hero of them all. He's 4 strength and 1 celebration. I'm just gonna hold him in my hand for now
Because he's pretty expensive to get.
he's expensive. I don't have any resources, but I don't want to throw him away.
Yeah.
I would think it's advantageous to play him again. So it's your turn.
Okay. Alright, so 6. So I get a stone.
I got a wheat.
And then one of the random events.
Right.
Fraternal feuds. The player who has the strength advantage chooses 2 cards from his opponent's hand and places them under the drawing stacks. But we have equal strength, right?
We don't even have the strength advantage yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then I guess nothing happens.
Correct.
Okay. I guess I could. What could I build? I don't have any wheat. I have stone. I could build a lumber camp. It's the only thing that I could build.
But if you build it, it would not be adjacent to any wood region, therefore it would not.
So like I can't move stuff once I build it essentially.
No, well, there is 1 card that will allow you to maneuver cards around your tableau.
Okay.
But nothing can be built here. You can only build above and below settlements or cities.
Oh, okay.
So if you're done and you don't want to discard cards, we can transition to me.
Yeah, I'm done.
Right. 6. So first you produce 6, and then plentiful harvest.
So I get 2 gold.
Correct.
Because of my toll.
That's nice. And you also get a resource of your choice.
Oh, okay.
So if there's a
Um.
resource you want, you can actually produce it.
Yeah, I don't have any wheat, so I'll go ahead and give myself a or I would need 2 brick if I'm going to build a road. So I'll go ahead and make a wheat.
All right. I'm gonna try to go for another settlement, so it's either wheat or wool. I guess I can do wool. And that ends my turn. So that's your turn.
Okay. Oh, what can I do with gold?
Okay, gold is sort of like a bartering tool. There are a couple events that allow you to trade 1 gold or 2 gold for some things.
Oh, okay.
There's a gold ship. And you can always trade 3 resources to the bank for 1 resource of your choice.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, just like a regular Catan. Alright, so 5 gives me wheat, and then another random event. Trade ship race. The player who owns the most trade ships receives 1 resource of their choice. If there is a tie, each player receives 1 resource of his choice. So I guess each must have 1 trade ship. So we don't have. There's no trade ships.
Unfortunately, we lost out on the trade ship race.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything you wanted to do?
I could almost build a city, but not quite yet. You don't have any more production than I have right now, right?
No, but I'm really trying hard. Well, I built a road and I'm getting ready to build a settlement.
Okay, so
I wouldn't tell you that in a real game, but
right. So if you build a settlement, do you then get addition? How does that work?
that's correct. So you'll see this as soon as I do build a settlement. The settlement will go here, and then 2 random regions will be drawn from here
Okay.
and placed here and here.
Okay.
There are cards to actually determine which regions I produce, but I don't have one of those cards at this time.
Okay. I'll go ahead and build a marketplace then in anticipation of what you'll be doing, and I'll go ahead and build that here.
Okay.
And then do I draw another one?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Replenish your hand.
Another marketplace. So
that's a card you don't need. After having replenished your hand, you can drop a card.
Alright, so I'll drop a card.
You can put it under any random draw stack.
Okay.
And
so I know that's there.
And then you can draw another one.
A storehouse. Do not count resources of 2 neighboring regions when a brigand attack is rolled. So
this is also nice because there's an event in here that says you'll get an additional resource to the left and right of the storehouse.
Okay. Alright, so 3, so I get another wood.
It's a 3-day. Alright, so question mark. Invention. Unfortunately, this does not apply to us, but it says each player gets any 1 resource of their choice for each building with a progress point, and we don't have any progress point buildings at this time, up to a maximum of 2 resources.
Okay.
Is there anything I can do at this time? There is not.
Okay.
2. So rotate the 2s. And a celebration event occurred, and you have 1 skill point, and I have 2. So I will get an additional resource of my choice.
Okay.
And I will choose 4. Okay. And I can build a settlement now. And I'll do that. So it costs a brick, a wood, a brick, a wheat, and a wool. Just like in regular Catan. And I'm just going to shift these over one place. Like that. And then 2, because I don't have a card that actually lets me choose the regions, I only get to draw the top 2. But I still get a choice as to which ones go up and down.
Okay. So obviously you would want to synergize them that way in case if there was something that you could build that would increase next to it. Like if there was a lumber camp, you would want a lumber here and a lumber there.
Yes, you can sort of ensure that you get the same region on adjacent to each other, and then maximize its production.
Right.
So I didn't pay for this settlement yet, so I'll pay for it. It's a wheat, a wood, a brick, and a wool. And this doesn't help me at all. Well, there's 2 5s here. That's a plus. I have a 5 here. Sometimes I like to put the same numbers together.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep the 5 here and the 4 here. And they start out with no resources.
Okay.
One thing I'd like to say at this time, I think I have to move it over a little bit more. Just because I don't want to enter. Well, we'll get to that point when we get to it. When we build a city, we might have to push it out a little bit.
Yeah.
So you'll notice for your marketplace, I have 2 5s
Mm-hmm.
and 2 4s.
Okay.
So
So if a 5 or a 4 happen, I get something.
you'll get an extra resource
Okay.
when that happens. Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything else I can do? I will build Austin, and now that I have a lot, well, 2 additional building slots, I'll put them here.
Mm-hmm.
Costs a wheat and an ore, and this acquires me the strength advantage. He just goes on any settlement,
Okay.
and I can replenish my hand. I also have the storehouse,
Okay.
and let you have it.
All right. So 5 and another random event. So I get to choose.
You get a choice between ore or wool, or brick.
I'll
Sorry.
definitely go for a brick, for sure. Another random event.
Okay.
Year of Plenty. Each region gets 1 resource of each adjacent storehouse and abbey. So unfortunately, I was planning on building a storehouse, but I haven't done it yet. So, all right.
I like the storehouses particularly for that event. You get storehouses and abbeys all over the place, and then
Yeah.
booming with resources.
All right. So now that I finally have 2 brick, I'm gonna go ahead and build another road.
Okay.
So that cost me 2 brick and 1 wood, and I'll go ahead and build it over here.
All right.
And then I don't have enough for a settlement because I would need another brick for that. That's the only thing that I do need for it. And I don't feel like building a storehouse just. Oh, and I don't have. Oh, I don't have wool anyway. Okay, so that's the end of my turn.
Okay. 5.
5.
So you get a choice between brick or first produce your 5.
Yeah.
And then you can have a choice between ore or brick.
I'll go ahead and get another brick.
And I have celebration because I have 4 harps now, and you
Okay.
are at 1. So I'll choose a wheat. And I'm going to build the iron foundry, which doubles the natural production of an ore region.
Okay.
So if it would normally produce 1, it will now produce 2.
Okay.
Costs an ore and a brick. And that's all I can do at the moment, so I'll restore my hand. And I'll stay where I am.
Okay.
6.
All right. So again, another 2. Now I can only. Can I do anything with that excess gold or?
Unfortunately not. If you had another gold region, you could store it there.
Okay. Now, is there something that I could do with this gold now? Like, can I turn this 3 gold into something?
When you're ready to do your turn, yes. Right now you still have to
So
choose.
6.
You also get a resource of your choice.
Right. I will go ahead and give myself a wool.
I don't know if I built 6 or not. I don't think I did. So there's my 6, and I get a resource of my choice. And I'll just do ore as well.
Okay. Now, if I build, what's the advantages of a city? So
It gives you 2 additional building spots, and in the themed games there are some buildings that you can only build on a city.
but it doesn't double any of the resources or anything like that?
No.
Okay, so a settlement would make more sense for me. Rather than just going straight to a city.
At this time,
Yeah.
probably so.
Because in the base game, the fact that you can double your resources, is sometimes advantageous. So I'll go ahead and build a settlement, and that costs me 1 of everything but stone. And I'll go ahead and build that here. And then I get 2 random resources.
Yes.
2 random regions. Alright. I'll go ahead and put the 2 ores next to each other. And I'll go ahead and put the brick here. And I'm not expecting I'm going to be building a lumber camp anytime soon. But I'll go ahead and put that in here so I know that's there. And
Are you ending your turn already?
yeah, I mean, I don't have, except for gold, I'm kind of, oh, I guess I could also build a city.
I think you should.
Yeah, I'll build a city too. So that will bring this down to nothing and that. And
You can put it anywhere you want. You can even
yeah,
put it here. It's fine.
yeah. So I'll go ahead and turn that into a city. And I will get rid of my wool ship too. I don't think that's gonna come.
Oh, you can only discard one
Oh,
resource.
okay.
One card.
Okay, that's fine. A lumber ship.
All right. Now I shifted it over just so that when we build up,
Mm-hmm.
my buildings will go into your regions and your buildings
Oh,
will go
okay,
into
that
mine.
makes sense. Yeah,
It's just one way to stagger the tableaus.
yeah. Okay, so I'm done. I'm pretty broke right now
All right.
anyway.
Let's just do a quick check on victory points. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And we go on. So no one has trade advantage, and force produced.
Jeez, gold again doesn't do anything for me.
Okay, so this is one point where you would have gotten a choice between wool or wood, but because you produce as much as I produce,
Mm-hmm.
potentially,
Right.
we negate each other, and so the
Okay.
marketplace doesn't take advantage.
Right.
Doesn't apply. All right.
So I can't trade for gold. So I essentially need a gold ship or.
You can trade 3 gold for 1 resource.
Oh, I would have done that before because I was maxed out and I was already maxed out. I'll do that for sheep.
Before you do that, let me finish my turn,
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
and then you can.
yeah, sure.
So I'm going to build a storehouse just because it's one of those useful cards, and this is double producing. So at least
Yeah,
these resources won't be counted when the brigands attack.
right,
Also, you saw that a special event that can happen.
right.
So that costs a wood and a wool. And then I will build a city, which costs 2 wheat and 3 ore. So now I'm at 1, 2, 5. Is there anything else I can do? No? Okay, I will draw a card to replenish my hand.
Okay.
Grain, I don't actually. I might just hold on. I mean, choose grain so that. I mean, I might build grain so that I could just city out the rest of my tableau.
Yeah.
So on my turn.
Okay. All right. So 1.
And then celebration, and I.
Right. Yeah, the most.
Right.
So you can choose a resource.
Correct.
I'm going to go ahead and trade 3 gold into. What do I want to build? I guess a brick. Another road would be useful. Yeah. Or do I want to build a storehouse? Another. I'll go ahead and build a store. I'll still give myself. Actually, I'll give myself a wood since I only have one of those now. And then I will also build a storehouse. And I'll put it here.
Okay.
Because I seem to get gold relatively often.
And this would help offset the gold count from the rest of your resources.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to replenish your hand? Or, I mean, are you done with your turn?
Yeah, I really don't have much else that I could do, so yeah. Trying to think. A prick ship, jeez. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and discard this lumber ship.
Okay.
Just a hero, a very festive hero.
Correct. She's the next most powerful hero in the game
Mm-hmm.
for the basic set, and she costs as much as the others, but she gives you 2 strength points and 3 skill points.
Okay, so if I build her, then I would tie you with the festivities, and I would beat you in the combat so far.
That would be correct.
Yeah. Okay.
1.
Correct.
And we'll
Thank you.
and then random event. You have plenty. Each region gets 1 resource for each adjacent storehouse and abbey.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that was nice.
yep.
Anything I can do right away? No. Well, I could trade 3 brick for something. Maybe since I know I'm gonna get grain and I have a grain ship coming, I'm gonna build a grain ship by trading 3 brick for a wood, and I have a wool. So that goes to 0. That goes to 0. And build the grain ship.
Now, wouldn't it be best to build it like a ship, like connected to a city, so that way you're not taking up the slot next to it?
That's a good point. But I don't see. I hadn't thought that far ahead, so it may be one way or the other. In the theme games, you generally want to reserve your cities for the city-only buildings.
Okay.
But that's a good point to think about.
Okay.
Then replenish my hand. Bullshit. This is the one you really want.
Yeah. All right. So 4. So I get 2. We both get 2 resources, so we're even on that one.
Uh-huh.
And then the festivity, which you have the advantage of.
Right, and I really want to build this next, and I can. So it's really up for grabs as to what I do. So just build a wall.
Okay.
Since this,
I'll go ahead and build a road. And I mean, it really doesn't matter, does it? I guess it's if I want the chance of a lumber synergy, maybe. But I'll just go ahead and build it here.
okay.
And that's all I'm gonna do.
All right.
And I'll go ahead and hold on to those cards.
2.
So I just get 1 thing, I believe.
Yeah.
And did you only get 1 thing as well?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to build the grain mill. And I'm going to build the gold ship. Let's say wood. And a wool. How many commerce points do I have? 1, 2, and you have 1,
2.
2. So we're tied for commerce points. We're really vying for this extra victory point here and trade advantage. You'll notice that trade advantage is 1 out of 6 chances,
Mm-hmm.
and getting these random event cards is 1 out of 3. But there's only 2, potentially 2 strength advantage cards. So it's actually more frequent to have trade advantage than it is to have strength advantage apply.
Okay.
Uh,
So 4 and trade advantage. That what you're just talking about.
Right. I replenished my hand at the just before, well, just as you were rolling. I got the Abbey card. This is the special card that has a progress point,
Mm-hmm.
and cards that have progress points let you hold an additional card in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very advantageous. And as you saw, there were some events that applied to Abbey.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what I can do. Don't have enough for her unless I trade in my gold. build a ship. I don't know what. Not that I'm rolling in brick anyway. I'll go ahead and build her. So she's 1 stone, 1 wheat. I'll trade in, or actually, so we can still trade, right?
What do you mean?
Like we can trade,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
resources, right?
yeah.
I will give you.
Oh, no. We cannot exchange resources.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was wondering because in
Regular
the
Catan, you
yeah,
can. Yeah.
you can. So I'm gonna turn that 3 gold into another wool, so I can afford her, and I'll go ahead and add her to my city.
Okay. If there's a card that says adjacent regions, even if it were here, it's still adjacent.
Oh, okay.
Just to let you know.
Okay.
Are you done?
And yeah, I'm done.
Okay. You want to read the card?
Oh yeah. Briga, the wise woman, play this card before rolling the die. Choose the result of the production Rydell.
I don't know how to pronounce her name. I think it's Brigida or Brigida.
Yeah.
Something.
Okay, so
This is a nice card unless you choose the next dice roll.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, if there's a certain resource that I really need.
One. Huntable harvest. So don't forget your 2 gold.
Yes.
That's a nice card to have.
Yeah.
And a resource of your choice.
I don't have any wood, so wood would be useful.
I think wheat would be useful for me. And I'm going to build the gold ship. There's an invisible line.
Mm-hmm.
And that costs a wood and a wool. So that will get me the trade advantage. And so beware the next time I could steal a resource from you.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm one
Oh,
victory
okay.
point away from winning, but you can steal these,
Yeah.
as you well know.
Well, actually, don't I have more combat strength than you now? Because I have 4.
You are correct. I was anticipating to count that, but you have successfully stolen that away from me. So you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
It's tie game so far. Close game.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna draw.
But luckily for you, all you need to do is bring in a hero, and then you'll get the victory point for that again.
Potentially. I just noticed before I end my turn, I had 3 gold.
Oh, we're tied now for the harp thing as well.
That's good. That's good to know. This abbey costs a brick, wheat, and ore. I have wheat and ore, but I don't have brick, so I'll use the 3 gold for that.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, you have a gold ship now, so
You are spot on. I play this a lot, but some details can escape you. So that saves me a gold.
Mm-hmm.
2 for 1 rate, and that lets me pick up an additional card, so I can draw up to 4 cards. 1,
Oh, okay.
2, 3. Now I have 4. This is the card I was trying to look for, or it's nice to have in the beginning of the game when you're expanding.
Oh,
It actually lets you select the regions that you want.
that's cool. That's really nice.
But I don't want it now. So I'll choose another card. That's another scout. Who shuffled this thing?
That actually wouldn't be that bad for me because I have another road, so I have the potential of building a settlement. Alright, another plentiful harvest.
Yeah, you could select more gold regions.
Yeah. 2. Do I have another 2? Nope.
And I saw you put it in the marketplace, but I don't generally hunt cards down when I play. Some people do.
Uh-huh.
And usually, I mean, I wouldn't have that knowledge that you put in a second marketplace.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I get another 2 gold, but I can only take one of them.
And you get a resource of your choice.
And a resource of my choice. I will go ahead and a wheat. And I'm gonna build another settlement.
Okay, let's just move these out of the way.
So it's 1 brick, 1 wood, 1 wheat, 1 wall. I kind of wish I had that scout, but oh well. Another gold.
Oh, you got lucky.
I really need that gold. And another gold. Wow. Oh, and do I have the longest room now?
Longest road doesn't apply in this game.
Oh, okay.
That's why there's the equivalent trade advantage and strength advantage.
Gosh, I really want that gold ship now. That's ridiculous. I would be rolling. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to discard the wool ship because I only have one. Discard exactly 2 of your resources and take 2 resources of your choice in return. Alright, that's actually kind of like a temporary gold ship, actually.
Well, that's a good card to have
Yeah.
any time of the game.
Yeah.
It gives you any resources. Yeah, it's you could say it's a gold chip, but
Yeah.
you can exchange any resource for any other resource. It's great. 2. And trade advantage. Finally. Is there anything I need from you? Well, you have ore. I'll take one of your ore. So you'll lose an ore.
Okay.
And I'll gain an ore. And I don't want the scouts. So I'm going to put them back. I'll just draw another card. Goldsmith. This is another card that you really want.
Mm-hmm.
It exchanges 3 gold for 2 resources.
That is really good.
It's the savings.
I'm just trying to figure out if I want something, a certain die to happen or not. I actually don't want a 4. Because this one's already tapped out. Unless, can I trade before? Can I like do this before I roll, or what's the turn order?
Brigida, you play her before you roll.
Oh, but the merchant caravan.
No.
How does that work?
That's during your play after the roll.
Okay. Can I trade before I roll?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine.
But you might want to play Brigida the Wise since.
Yeah.
If there's any resource you're really wanting.
I'll go ahead. How many 3s do you have?
It wouldn't matter. Oh, yeah, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, well, you have a marketplace, so.
I don't have a marketplace.
Oh, okay.
That's really been a hindrance for me this whole game.
Okay, so I want a 3 to happen.
Alright. Just discard her.
Okay, so I still roll the other one, right? And
celebration.
A
So
3
we both
happens.
get a resource for celebration.
Okay. So 3 there, the 3 there. Yeah. So I get a resource of my choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and give myself a wheat. Do I draw one to replace her? Okay. I'll go ahead and do the merchant caravan now.
Okay.
And I will turn 2 gold into 2 stone, and for the celebration I'll give myself a wheat.
Okay.
And then I'll build a city.
And that ends the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Good job.
Yeah, thank you. This is fun.
It's engaging, and there's strength advantage and trade advantage. So there's 2 different tracks.
Yeah.
You can go head to head on either of them, or one goes strength and one goes trade.
Yeah.
And this is just the beginner set, but themes are fun too.
Yeah, no, I definitely like this game. It still has a little bit of the feel of the Settlers Catan, but it's not. It doesn't seem like it's as adversarial as.
You haven't played this themes game.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Well, because like with Settlers of Catan, you're always like battling for territory, but there's always room for me to expand. It's not like once you build a road in a certain direction, like that's it.
Correct.
So, but you're right. Maybe the expansions change all of that. So
you want to?
yeah, end of my first game.
Cool.
So it's 11:14. So
you can play again real quick, and then you get the hang of it.
Okay.
But hidden cards this time.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I wasn't sure like how much time wise you thought you would need
I think
to
it takes
get
about.
to the place.
Oh no.
Because you're picking someone up at.
Dropping someone off.
Oh, you're dropping someone off. Okay. And where's that person?
At my house.
Oh, okay. So you just need like. Okay.
Real quick.
So are you gonna leave here at noon? Okay.
I have to be there by 12:20. So we have to count out 9 cards.
Okay.
For all these, you can turn the backs over, and then you can see. It's really easy to put this game away. Just match up the backs of the cards. But since I'm coming back at 12, I'll come back later. I'll just leave the game here with you.
Okay.
I play this with my daughter a lot. She's good.
Mhm.
She gets me good. You might consider having if you don't already, 2-player games listed out on your channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it's hard to learn a 2-player game.
Mhm.
Because you can't be introduced to it without.
Yeah. That's a good idea. What I could do is I could just make a playlist of 2-player games.
That's awesome.
So it's 1, 2.
Start 1 at the top and cut counterclockwise. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I already did this. Yep. Set. Yule? No. Oh, Yule was last. The very next card. I could have shuffled. 3. Are you going to record this too?
Yeah.
Okay. You might want to just record 1 tableau. That will give us more space to do what we're going to do. I shuffled. This is. Then not put 1 back.